Okay.
So Nathan, it's good to see you. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. Bro. I'm doing good.
All right. Welcome.
Market
This
has
is
just been.
oh no, market has been bad. I don't even want to talk about the market. The market is actually giving us heartbreaks now. So this is the Lion. Here we talk about topics, any topic at all. We are talking about any topic at all. So we are not restricted to finance. We talk about everything. So I want to start with a news that actually just came out a few minutes ago. I know you heard about the slap that went around the world. That's what they called it. That's talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock. So the punishment, let me share. I think this is the privilege we have when we are on Zoom. We can actually share our message. So let me just share my screen. Or you can see the screen from Telegram. Yeah, let's see. Look at the screen from Telegram. I believe you have another device to look at it from Telegram. So Will Smith has actually been punished for his crimes. He's actually received a 10-year ban, and then all his other entitlements, all his little entitlements, they have actually stripped away from him. So I remember when this happened, a lot of people went online and they were like, Will Smith did the right thing, Will Smith did the right thing. So the question is it really worth it? Defending your wives or not? You remember when that speech he did after the thing, he said, you can do crazy things for love. So like, do you really think it's really worth it to do crazy things in for love? Because when they ban you from 10 years in Oscars, you're already how many years? 50 something years old, and they ban you for 10 years. You are not coming back to the Oscars. This is just like giving you life in prison. Life in prison, they give you something like 150 years. You understand? And they look at you, maybe you're a 50 something year old guy or 60 something year old. Benny Madoff, they gave him 150 years. That guy was 70 something years and they gave him 150. You are not Methuselah. That means you just die in the prison. So when they give you 10 years ban from Oscar, for somebody that's already old in the career, it's not like an 18-year-old actor. That means they have banned this guy for life. So is it really worth it? What do you even think about the punishment? Is 10, because some people are even coming and saying we should ban this guy for life. Is 10 years enough? And another thing, they didn't even ban the wife.
Okay, so I saw the notification of the ban, but I've not read through. But one thing is that because initially, when I first saw before the stunt went viral, before the slap incident went viral, when it just happened, so I saw it on Facebook and somebody was like saying that whether it was staged, that whether Oscars is losing attention, like people know they sent Oscars again. So then I decided to stage a drama of Will Smith slapping someone. So that was the initial stuff that I saw. Before the old stuff even went viral, I just saw the post. I was like, because I like Chris Rock is an actor and he's a comedian. Will Smith is an actor, so they can still do drama. Because I didn't even know. So I now went to Twitter and I saw what happened. And I watched the video and I saw Will Smith's face when he was responding to the show that leave my wife's name out of your mouth. So it was not obvious that the guy was like, okay, is this thing staged or is it real? But the thing now is that, first of all, before even the ban, the whole slapping incident, when Chris Rock gave the joke, Will Smith was laughing. Everybody laughed. So now later, whether he now looked at his wife was not laughing. So it was not like, my wife is not laughing, now I go do something. So if the wife was laughing, he might not have done anything. And funny enough, if Will Smith did not laugh initially and he went to slap Chris Rock, everybody would defend Will Smith like it was not funny. But you laughed at first, so it means you found the joke amusing. You laughed. But because your wife was not laughing, you not tried to form macho that I'm the man, this is the man that slap. So all those stunts were not like something unnecessary. Because at the end of the day now, he has somehow made a fool of himself, because it is not the wife that is being dragged, it is Will Smith that is being dragged. At the end of the day, I even saw whether last week or 2 weeks ago that Jada was like saying that Will Smith went too far.
Oh my God, that thing blew my mind. I was like, Somebody did something for you, and you're
So
like, and it's not even the first time. I know you have the story.
Now saying that,
did you hear the story of like he took 3 years to plan a birthday for Jeddah, and Jeddah was like, I don't even like the birthday. After planning a birthday for 3 years, you had that. That was crazy.
No. So it shows that the wife doesn't even send it, because for you to say that the Smith went too far, you don't know, and it's never like the wife gave any body language or something. So it's more like whether he has issues on his own, I don't know. Whether there's he has self-esteem issues, or I don't really know. Because even the one that happened 2 years ago about the wife sleeping with August, and everything, that was life on earth, that he even knew that something like that happened. So he has now been ridiculed on 2 big occasions now. So it's just so messy. It's just so messy. At the end of the day now, they already banned him. They're not going to the wife.
And Jada is not banned. And I'm gonna surprise you. Next year Oscars, Jada is gonna be there and she'll be sitting in the front seat. Are you getting it? Now, this one thing I actually posted on Twitter. I said something like this for the homeboys, especially single people that are not yet getting into relationship. What I said to them is, when you actually meet a girl, I posted it and I mean it from my heart. What you are supposed to do is, when you meet a girl, you ask her what she thinks about the incident, like the slap and all that. And if she says that, yes, she agrees with Will Smith, just know that it's a red flag and walk away. Because that lady is ready to put you in harm's way just for her honor. So this is something you're not supposed to accept. As a guy, you're supposed to watch out for those kind of red flags. And I think it's very, 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 it's very, very annoying that a lot of ladies actually, I have a lot of friends actually, and I don't even know what to say to them. They actually took the side of, he's defending his wife and all that. And they were talking about alopecia, like alopecia is one deadly disease. Man, the chances that everybody on the freaking damn earth is going to get alopecia is 100%. Look at you have a lot of hair. You're not going to be this way when you're 70 years. Alopecia is going to catch up with you, with me, and with every other person. So the idea that we are making alopecia look like it's leukemia or something, I think that was crazy.
Funny enough, and the thing is that even if it's not even find the joke funny, Chris is not, well, it's not like they are best of friends, but also they are not worst of enemies. So even if you never find it funny, during break or during interlude or something, you can walk out in that guy. The joke that you gave, I do not like it, and everything. So for you to like, why is the show is still on, recorded to global something, you now have to go physical? You could have still even reacted different, because it's not like she's threatening or maybe she's in danger or something that you need to. It's not like maybe Chris Rock is beating your wife.
That's really assault. That's really assault.
You can just swallow the. You are angry, okay, you swallow the backstage, or maybe when the camera is, when they're on break or something, you walk up to him and say, guy, what's the meaning of that joke? I didn't like it, it's not funny. And everything we said about liking, you just want to.
Let me even give you a front one. Somebody even said something. I listened to these guys, Abba and Preach on YouTube. They said something that was so neat. They said, if this guy walked up to stage and said, excuse me, Chris Rock, hey, everybody, please, I will not appreciate everyone making fun of my wife. She has alopecia. Do you know everybody will be looking at Chris Rock like a big idiot? I don't know if you get it. And then you'll be like the star.
That's
you. And he just saw this guy as a scholar. And I think this is just something like familiarity builds bullshit, because he looked at Chris Rock. This is some guy he's familiar with. He knows he can pounce on him, and then he just moved. And I think it's crazy. Let's talk football a little bit. I know you're a Manchester United fan. I said something on the group about Manchester United. Manchester United is obviously looking
at... Am I permitted
to talk about Manchester United?
No, I said, am I permitted to eat? I've already served my food. I don't eat to be cold. Can I eat like on?
Something you are munching, but I'm not sure if it's something that's going to make every other person ask, is this guy swallowing fufu? Maybe something I'm munching. Okay, the Manchester United guys, they are looking for a new coach. And then I don't know what has gone wrong. And to be clear, I know you're Manchester. Let me clear up first to tell you, I'm a Manchester United fan too, but I'm not 100% Manchester United. If Real Madrid was playing Manchester United today, I would actually wish that Real Madrid beat the hell out of Manchester United. That shows you where my allegiance is laid. Like, I'm more of a Real Madrid fan than the Manchester United. But let's say Manchester United is playing against Chelsea. God, please, can Manchester United beat Chelsea? That's what I'll be asking. And I know this club because back from 2000, I think I started supporting this club in 2003. I've watched great players and good football. What do you think is really going wrong with this club? And then do you think the new coach that they are looking for, the Eric Ten Hag, is gonna make any changes to this club to get it back?
I think the issue with Man U is the club itself. Is the club.
Yeah,
because Man U have
changed, right?
Yes, the directors, like the top, not this one is not those that run the club. That's where the issue is, and the culture and everything. Because Man U have changed managers down the years. They've used ex-players, you've used season manager, everything. You've spent money. So it's not the issue of money, it's not the issue of manager. Because there's no even assurance that this guy that from this heritage will be successful. There's no assurance. So no, I think it's the club itself that has issue in the sense that Man is a commercial club. Never that is more like a commercial, it's a commercial club. So those are the aim of affairs. They are more interested in the business part of Man U and not the football part of Man U. Okay, that's the big issue.
Yeah, I think until they change some philosophy, because I see a lot of players that are playing for the club. You're like, what the heck is this guy playing for this club? Like, the person they actually made the captain, he plays bullshit and continues coming on every single day. That just tells you that it's not up to the manager because he cannot do anything about it.
It's never really about the manager. That is more like of the culture and everything, because they have this mindset of, okay, we're the biggest club in England, we promote English. So there are so many overrated English players in Man U. So many. Maguire is not supposed to be a Man U player, talk less of captain. He's not supposed to be a Man U player, talk less of captain. There are so many players that are not so good. So I think like I said, those are the top. They are more concerned of the business part of Man U. And so they are more interested in commercial deals and concerned. So as far as Man is making money, they don't care whether you don't win title. Because Man doesn't make money from trophies. It's not from trophies that they make their money. They make money more from sponsorship deals and commercials. So it's not even all this trophy. When you win trophy now, they kind of give you prize money. It's not those ones, because if it's about prize money, Man would have been broke because they've not won anything mostly. But they make money from, so it's more of a business for them than a football club. So as far as the balance sheet is constant, as far as the cash flow is coming in, they don't care what is happening.
I think they're even doing it wrong, because I know the stock is doing very bad. But I'm guessing if they're actually able to win a lot of trophies, they'll actually make a lot of. Talking about prize money, I said something. I think Africa is never going to win the World Cup. Hear me out on this. I sent something to the group. I know you saw it. This guy won the best player for the league in Ghana. And that guy was giving bread and yogurt. Let's talk about this. I remember when I saw Tony Cruz. Tony Cruz played under 20 with our own. That was 2007. Look at where Tony Cruz is today. Look at what Tony Cruz has done on the world stage and for Germany. I don't think we are putting enough money into developing underground infrastructure football. I'm talking about Africa now, because the picture we are seeing is actually from Ghana. Are you getting it? So this guy won, and they gave him yogurt and bread. Yogurt and bread is what they gave this guy for winning. So
it's just quite funny.
I'm just thinking, is there any way? I don't think even in the next 50 years that Africa is going to win the World Cup. Because let's look at the countries that have been winning the World Cup. These guys have been investing in football. We've not seen any country that has actually just not been taking football seriously winning. We're talking about France, Italy, Brazil, Spain. These guys take football seriously. Africa, what do? We just want to perform magic. In short, it's even a miracle that Africa has ever successfully reached the semi-finals. We don't invest in the grassroots football. We don't
quarterfinal.
That. Yeah, it's just crazy. So I don't know if you had a child that won the best player and then the child came back with bread and yogurt. I don't know, what would you tell that guy?
It's better to never do anything. Like it's just absurd. It's really absurd. Bread and Africa has a long way to go.
Okay, let's talk about the event that happened yesterday. Elon Musk, Giga Texas actually finally opened. Like these guys, I don't even know why anybody would beef him. I saw him, he went to okay, just within the space of this week, look at all the things that are happening. He actually bought Twitter. He went to the military guys, he was addressing them. These guys was crazy. They are launching the first private scientists, Axiom Space. They launched them today. I watched it, SpaceX. He launched them into space. And that's like opening, because this is the first time we are having commercial people using SpaceX, just like, they are not using SpaceX based on like SpaceX is like anything special. It's like SpaceX is just like a bus that you are entering. You enter it and do whatever you want and come back. How can people actually be beefing Elon Musk? This is the closest thing we have to Iron Man. You know the Iron Man in the movies. This guy is like the closest thing we have to Iron Man. And I want to bring it back a little bit and bring you back to Twitter. A lot of Twitter employees were crying openly when Elon Musk actually bought Twitter. They were like, oh my God, we are going to die and all that. So Twitter is actually organizing like a conference for them to have a video conference, just like we're having now with Elon Musk, so that they can rectify their problems. And then, what do you think that Elon Musk is really going to make any change at Twitter? And what do you think is the real reason he bought Twitter? Is it to protect his own tweets or money? What do you think?
Well, I still don't really know his main motive, because he has said that whether he has said it alone that because the lack of free speech and everything, and but if you know Elon Musk and Trump, they kind of have similar personality, and I'm not sure if they are close or friends, but they kind of have similar personality. So I think maybe Twitter can just be like a means for Elon Musk, maybe just a means to an end. So it might not really. So that's why me personally said I don't even know if I should buy into Twitter yet. I'm not really sure, even with Elon Musk here, because in a way we don't really know what to expect.
And Elon Musk can actually wake up one day if he discovers this guy is like a crazy businessman. He's like the Moriho of the business industry. If he wakes up one day and thinks it's a bad deal, he doesn't need to consult anybody. He's going to sell immediately. He's the kind of person that will wake up and tell you, I sold 3 weeks ago because I think it's not going to work. And he's saying this 5 weeks later. So you cannot say because I bought because of Elon Musk. So it's going to be a crazy idea if you are buying because of Elon Musk. What do you think about Giga Texas?
Sorry?
Giga Texas, the new Giga factory, they opened yesterday. Do you think they can actually become whatever they're claiming? Because most times you talk about electric companies trying to say we are going to take over the market. Like this is the guys that are actually moving to mass produce cars. And one thing about mass production you have to understand is whenever you succeed in mass producing, that's the only time there is a chance that the price will go down. If you don't find a way to like mass produce, there's no way the price will go down. And there's no chance that it will be something that you see commonly on the road. So do you think that electric cars, like this is something another person is going to copy? And do you see anything stopping these guys from taking over totally the industry? Because I look at it like they are trying to build like a kind of monopoly where nobody's even going to compete in the future. So what do you think?
Okay, so concerning Tesla, the whole electric vehicle something, it's still everybody knows that transportation. Everybody knows, but when that would materialize policy that are coming here and there to push for engines to especially in US. In US, the market is still the dominant continent when it comes to electric vehicle sales and production and everything. But US is still far behind. And the whole Russia-Ukraine issue now has kind of, will I say, put a pause on that. Everybody is now, because of the sanctions and everything, the need for gas, and you can see Joe Biden is releasing some of the reserves and everything. So there's still kind of not really uncertainty per se, but we don't really know where to go, because today we would hear that there's climate change, the world is going away from hydrocarbon. Tomorrow we would hear that they are releasing one reserve somewhere. So it's more like back and forth. So we know that yes, electric vehicle is where the world is going to, but we don't know how it would go. And so it's just more like the metaverse and Web3. Everybody knows that yes, this is the future of the internet and everything. But how that vision would be materialized is what we don't know. But going forward, we know that yes, Tesla is the leader in terms of electric vehicles. Tesla is the number one. Tesla is the king. Everybody knows that one. But we would still see more players in the industry. That one is settled. Tesla is not going to monopolize. So yes, there are still the benchmark. There will still be the one everybody is looking out for. But definitely we'll still see other players in the industry. We'll still see other players. So yes, we see Lucid, we see Naira and some other companies. They'll be making mistakes and not you. They'll be making mistakes. We can say that even Lucid, they've already reduced their production targets for this year. But it doesn't mean the business is actually rubbish. So they'll still be testing, they'll still be, Lucid wants to enter the market with luxury vehicles. Me, I know, yes, you know, I'm a fan of Lucid. But me, I know that Lucid cannot compete mass production with Tesla at this stage. They will die.
Yeah. Okay,
they will die. So I think, so that's why I think they trying to use luxury vehicles to enter the market is a kind of wise idea, in my own opinion, that okay, use luxury vehicles to enter the market. Then once you now enter the market, you can now move towards mass production. So at least you can have different options. For Tesla is strictly mass production. They are not really doing luxury.
Yeah.
So it's strictly mass. So it's more like Lucid is trying to use another angle to enter the market. So yes, they'll see the uncertainties. Even at the early stage of Tesla, they'll see uncertainties. You don't know whether this is so. They'll see the uncertainty along the line, but in the long run, we'll still see more players in the industry. Clearly, down the shore, we'll still see more players. But obviously, Tesla will still be the benchmark, just like crypto. Bitcoin is still the benchmark, but we have other cryptocurrency. We have other Cardano, we have Ethereum and everything, but everybody's.
You know what came to my mind I've been wanting to talk to you about Elon. I want to say something about Elon in particular. It's crazy this guy has this amount of money, and most of the things he's doing. I was watching the launch when they were launching the guys from Axiom Space. Axiom Space is using them to launch. Axiom Space is supposed to launching their own astronauts, but they are using SpaceX to launch. We have this Web1. Web1 is a UK. They are supposed to do what SpaceX is doing, not in space travel, like creating internet through low orbit, having low orbit satellites. So they were supposed to launch them on their own. They switched to Jeff Bezos and then switched to SpaceX. So SpaceX is now launching them. Now, this guy is monopolizing travel to space, monopolizing Tesla. Do you know if this guy goes to Mars, do you know that is there any possibility there will be any richer person in the history of the world if Elon Musk succeeds in landing human beings in Mars and creating a Mars colony? Do you think there will be any person, we talk about the guy from Mali that had all the gold and all that. Do you think there will be any person that will be richer than Elon Musk if he actually succeeds in going to Mars?
I think he's still the one that will take over. He'll be done, because looking at those within the 100 billion net worth industry, we have Bill Gates, Jeff, and the like. So Elon he has age on his side. It's just 50 something. He still has age on his side, and what he's doing, like what he's pushing for, is what the world would be needing in the next coming years. That's the thing. So anything that I don't really know if Elon is having any idea about metaverse or something, but if he should wake up one morning and say, okay, he likes the metaverse and wants to invest in it, that's the end. Everybody should just go. In terms of reaching level, because you have the electric vehicle, you have SpaceX, and it's just clear. It's clear. There will be no other person outside. Nobody. So it's just be like a landslide, because it's kind of where his money is and what he's doing is where the world is going towards. So even in investing, when you are investing in a company that is where so that's why I kind of agree with what Katiwood is doing with her investment strategy. Even though as at now she's losing billions and everything, her portfolio is like crazy. But her idea is innovation, next big thing and all those kind of stuff. So at the moment, I don't really see anything, but in the next 5-10 years. So when somebody is investing in what the world is needing or what the world would need, you definitely make money. That's just you definitely make money.
Okay, speaking of making money, I want us to end with this. I want us to spend a little time on this. This lady, his husband was working abroad and he's sending back money, and he's actually giving the money to Chimak. At the end of the day, he ends up giving 30 million naira to Chimak. And the husband is like, where is my money?
That's Chimak.
Yeah, Chimak. And then the Chimak of a guy, you know what he did? He actually did a ponzi and then kaboom, he disappeared. So the lady now had to go and drink poison and die. So that's just one story out of many. And I want to tell you this personally. I actually have somebody that came to me to advertise Chimak. Oh my, I will share this. I will share the screenshots. I don't know if I can share it quickly enough. So this lady came to my DMs and started sharing about Chimak. I was like, okay, what's up with Chimak? And she now started telling me about them. You know me, I'm a due diligence guy. So I had to go and do a little due diligence about Chimak. So after doing the Chimak and all that, I discovered that these guys were fraudulent. I was like, how can you tell somebody if he wants to withdraw his investment before the maturity that you take 40% of his initial capital? So what do you think is the solution to crypto? Because I'm of the opinion that most of the guys that do Ponzi in Nigeria, they know. Forget all this thing. You know, initially I was like, oh, these guys don't know. They need to be protected. No, everything about Nigerians, like everybody believes like I'm the smarter guy. Do you understand? Even if it's going to kill anybody, I'm going to enter and leave before time. What do you think is the long-term solution to Chimak? And then what do you think is the solution of the people cashing out? Because from fan sponsor to all these guys, I went to fan sponsor. I was disappointed. These guys actually eloped with the money, closed their website, closed all the other accounts, and traveled out. What do you think is the solution to this? Is it the EFCC getting involved, or what do you think is the long-term solution? This one tired this guy.
Long-term solution, because it's not really poverty. Because
yeah, it's not poverty.
It's somebody that has money that will invest.
Yeah.
It's someone that has money that will invest. Because a poor man will not put millions of naira in an investment. So one thing is that, first of all, Nigerians, there's a Nigeria that they know that this thing is not sustainable. But it's more, let me cash out before it crash. There are some people that do that. They know that this thing is not, well, let me see how much I can move before everything crash. But at the end of the day, we still need more education, because it's not really the poor guys that this thing that. So it's still the middle class, the middle class that are knowledgeable, that are being, because if you are hearing billions of naira, where did this money come from? It's not the Dangotes that are putting their money here. It's not the Davidos that are putting their money inside this thing. It's the middle class people, that the working class, that are still putting their money. And it's not as if they are broke. They have money, because if you are broke, you not put 5 million inside something. Yeah. So I think people still need more of financial intelligence education.
Yeah.
Silly, because there's one that I heard of that I was kind of sympathetic, but at the end of the day, I was like, you put in your life savings. You can't put your life savings in. Even the stock market says that.
My own is not putting your life savings. My own is
even stock market.
You do your due diligence, because number one, when you put your life savings on something, you understand that if this thing goes south, that means I'm going to die. Like, how can you be willing to commit that amount of risk without actually checking what are the pros and cons? Because me, I'm like, guy, you are foolish, because we're always trying to be sympathetic with the victims. But sometimes you have to call the victims for what they are. If you are being foolish, you are being foolish, because you can't take all the money you have in the bank and then something you're not even 100% sure of, you're like throwing your money into it. Like, you need some guarantees, you understand?
Even the one that you are even 100% sure, you should not still put all your entire life savings.
Because there's nothing like 100%.
If you are young, like someone like me now, I can afford to put all my savings in stock or in an investment. If the thing folds up or something, I still have time to start all over again. But someone that is ready to something, so all the money that you work for in your entire life, you are not putting it in something. That's why I'm advocating for investing at a young age. Start early so you would have this knowledge inside your head growing up. Because you can't put all your pension or your entire life savings in something. It's not because at the end of the day.
You know even what I'm saying. What I'm saying for all these investments, I'm like all this crowdfunding, I think it's a fraud. You know what I'm thinking? If you actually need money from the public, let's say you're starting a farm or you're doing any business, if you're really interested in getting money from the public, go to the SEC, file, become a public company. Are you getting it? Become a public company. Exactly. So if the people want money from you, they actually go and buy your shares. And then if you try to run with their money, they arrest you and give you 100 years in jail. Because when you go, even if you go to the United States and you committed a financial crime, you are committing it not against, you are like committing a crime against Nigeria. Are you getting it? So you are not running. Even if you go to USA, Bahamas, any place, they'll bring you back and then jail the person's ass. You understand? Now, this is the problem I have. Why would people still give money to crowdfunding? Anything vest, anything farm, or anything. If you're not willing to take all that money that you are putting to buy, because I've actually checked how much does it really take for you to go public. It doesn't cost so much. All the money that you're using to claim, okay, I'm going to do this and do that. Use that money and go public if you are being very honest. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I sent you the message.
Some they don't want the.
I don't know if you're seeing this message.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So this lady was busy telling me.
Is it on Twitter, sir?
Yeah, it's on Twitter. The lady was busy telling me how to buy into the ponzi scheme. And the lady was even telling me that I shouldn't come and do this because this is not a kind of ponzi scheme. Like, can you imagine the effrontery? And that was in 2020. The last message I sent to the lady, I was like, hello, are you still working for this guy?
2020.
Yeah, all of them are run away. Imagine I put my money there in 2020. That means I'll be crying now. And this is not the first one. There's a lot of them. I was part of fan sponsor. I did an investigation. Let me tell you the thing I found out about fan sponsor. I don't know if you have the time. What I found out about fan sponsor, do you know, I went to fan sponsor. I discovered that the person that was the CEO, his brother was the CFO, his sister was the COO. And then
it's a family business.
It's a family business. I was like, me and my sister, I was like, I'm the person that normally advises the family and any person how to invest, you understand? So immediately I saw that and I was like, I told my sister, we are waiting for 3 months for our money to come out because of the farm, whatever. When your money come out, please don't put your money in this shit again, because if you put your money, you're going to lose your money. Are you getting it? And that was like 2020, this is 2020. So I think that was 2021 last year. At some point, fan sponsor just hanged. My sister and I came, I was like, are you a prophet? What did you see? Because nobody expected fan sponsor to go. I was like, I'm not a prophet. I just did a little due diligence. How can a man be a CEO, his brother be the COO, his sister be the CFO, and it's just like a family business? That means something is not straightforward. Why are they not allowing strangers in? They are keeping it within their family so they can run out in one piece. So I just think people have to do better, because something is really wrong with us. And another thing is, whenever these things go south, people don't really complain because they know they were doing ponzi. They either drink poison and die, or they go quietly. And another person will come back, do the same thing, and be cashing out. And I think financial education should be introduced into the secondary schools and the universities. There's something about teaching people about money. It's not about entrepreneurship. Last time I was talking about to a group of people, they were telling me there's entrepreneurship in universities. It's one thing to have entrepreneurship in universities, and it's another thing to teach people, this is how you are going to manage your money. This is how you spot something that seems illegit when you're trying to invest. You understand? Because I find it very funny. You can't actually go. You want to put your money in something. You don't really do a real investigation. And when I mean real investigation, somebody giving you pictures is not enough. Because I looked at Chamak and all the things he was posting. This guy went abroad and gave some people banner. And they posted the banner in a fancy restaurant that's abroad. And he called it his own restaurant. That restaurant is still there today. It's not even his own. So if you're somebody that's just gullible, you actually believe in a lot of pictures, you'll be down already with the guy. So I think people should understand that when you have money, there are people, just the way you are struggling to get money, there are people that are struggling, their own hustle is to try to get your own money. Are you getting it? I just think it's crazy that people don't do due diligence when they are doing this kind of things. Yeah, and then the Ponzi schemes, I don't know. Maybe we should go and start a Ponzi scheme, because that looks like the easiest way to make money. I think we should go and start a Ponzi scheme, because at a point I'm like, I'm tired of telling people this, because It almost looks like if any person just comes around and says, give me your money, I'll do this and do that. They don't even need to verify anything. People just start giving money. And this is a business, because if you know how Ponzi works, before you can actually start a Ponzi scheme and be successful, you don't start a Ponzi scheme on empty hands. You just have to bring a lot of money. When the first set of people come, you give them. Before you know it, they're like, and the language they use, I had a lady last year, she came and told me about Pennywise. You remember Pennywise? Pennywise. You started telling me about
Pennywise found foolish.
Yes, I was like, I just went and did a basic search. I saw them, they had a Telegram group. They had a website that was not working. Their website was not working. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, Madam, this thing is a Ponzi scheme. You know what she told me? She told me that, how can I say it's a Ponzi scheme? That is paying, you know. So whenever they are using that language is paying, it seems like once it's paying, everything just goes out the window. So financial, the only confusion I have is, I don't know how to introduce this, because education system everywhere in the world, not just Nigeria, America, Italy, everywhere, education system is already fucked up. If you want to introduce anything into the education system, it's almost as hard as anything. So I just, most times I'm just thinking of how do people actually get to actually introduce this thing in schools, so people can have a little idea of the stock market, having an idea of even converting your money. If you can know how to, like, okay, when you get your money, you are supposed to compare it to the strongest currency you have in the world. That will even give you an idea of how much they're paying you. There's a lot of people working in Lagos, Abuja, that these guys, they're actually cheating them. Just because they went to school, but they don't have financial education, they are just losing it. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the last thing we are going to look at is Warren Buffett and Peter Thiel. This is a crazy story. I saw it, I didn't even know what to make of it. So Peter Thiel actually said that Warren Buffett is actually a psychopath's grandpa. Psychopath's grandpa. So it was crazy, because this guy, he was actually having all this meeting, you go to talk to people, and he was talking about it was actually a Bitcoin conference. He was talking about a lot of things. And you know, one thing we've seen with Warren Buffett, they have not actually adapted to cryptocurrencies. And you know the crazy thing, I just hate what Peter Thiel did. If you are old, you are less adaptable to change. And sometimes it can look like you're foolish. You know, when the dot-com bubble came, everybody looks at Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger like they are super wise guys, how they avoided the dot-com bubble. The way they avoided the dot-com bubble is the same thing they are doing today with Bitcoin. And we know that this guy later YOLO'd on Apple, Warren Buffett. He YOLO'd on Apple when it was already late, and he still made a lot of money. So what did avoiding the initial time make him do? He made him avoid anything that was around the bubble. I don't know how long Warren Buffett has to live. That's just the funny thing about being a long-term investor, because time is running up on you. Are you getting it? If Warren Buffett was going to be 150 years old, I can assure you in like 20 years' time, you will not be surprised that this guy can sell all his stocks and convert it to Bitcoin. He's the kind of guy that would do that kind of thing. Do you know when you make your portfolio 40% Apple? Do you know what is meaning of making your portfolio 40% Apple? That's the crazy YOLO. That means if Apple goes down, you are going down. That's like YOLOing with all your might. So I just find it somehow that he called it. What do you think about that? Calling him a psychopath's grandpa. It was on a Bitcoin conference about his and it's because of that Bitcoin, the Bitcoin rhetoric that Warren Buffett has. That's why he called him a psychopath's grandpa.
I've not seen the story behind the something, because I don't know about the story. I think you not even send it to the group. Not send the link.
No, I sent it to the group. It's a link. I sent it. Let me share it again.
Okay, I've seen it. It has still referred to by second, but okay. I just seen it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I've not read it fully, but like we all know, these guys, they don't. I think that they are not free to make a move. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So they always take their time. And the rest. So obviously, people of that age would definitely be skeptical about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They would definitely be skeptical about it, because apart from other things about crypto and Bitcoin, the volatility alone something crazy. So if you look at the big people that are really investing in Bitcoin and crypto, they are still much lower in age compared to. So you will not blame someone like even Warren Buffett. I think he criticized Apple too before. He didn't want to invest in tech initially.
He used to criticize everything. Everything was a bubble. He said everything was a bubble. But when it got to, I think that was, is it 2014? It was already late in the game. Do you understand? It was already late. He just YOLO'd on it. He made a lot of.
Even look at Chevron that he got late last year.
Did you say he made some money?
Look at Chevron that he got late
so
last year.
I want to increase that. Did you say he made some money in Apple? Did you say he made some money in Apple?
No,
Warren Buffett? Okay, I was asking because this guy made a lot of money in Apple. That's Warren Buffett, even though he came late. Yeah, and we have to be straight about something. Warren Buffett is still very much richer than Peter Thiel. So I think it's crazy. Like, this old grandpa used all his old money and everything, and he's richer than you. That's just, it doesn't make sense to go in. I know that you are doing it for the crowd, because I just watched the video when you said it to the crowd. All the crowd was like, they were cheering and all that. But sometimes you just gotta put respect where respect is, because that guy, he's actually disciplined. He has discipline and all that. So I think that's where we're gonna end for today. So definitely we are gonna come back another time. We'll decide when we're coming back. So for everybody that's gonna watch this, I hope you tune in next time that we actually dropping a video. So thank you, Nathan. So I'm gonna allow you to finish that food now. So before the food gets too cold.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Do enjoy your meal and do have a great one.
I
Okay.